First of all, I am asking one question that what's the purpose of our life? Why we are living here? What you are finding from this world? You, what do you find from this world? You happy? You you what are your answer? Your peaceful life. Okay. Okay. If you ask from anyone, you peaceful. Yes. Yeah. Peace. If you ask from everyone, they all the same question, same answer. What that? Happiness and pleasure. Happiness and pleasure, peaceful life, and those things. Why we need peaceful life? To get happiness and pleasure. Ultimately, all the beings in this world, they are all seeking one thing, happiness and pleasure. This happiness and pleasure in Buddhism, we are talking as a one word, it is called gratification. Do you know gratification? The gratification means the happiness and pleasure. Happiness and pleasure taken through eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. We have 6 faculties. So all of you and me and all of the beings in the universe, we have 6 faculties. What are those? Eye, and from eye what we can see? Visual forms. From here we can listen to music and nice relaxation music or something, and dance music and lot of things. No? Ear and sound. So what are the other things? Nose and tongue. Nose and smell. Nose and smell. Tongue and taste. Body and touch. Mind and thought. There are 6 faculties from inside and outside. There are 12 components. In this world, we all have only this 12 components. If you take any of you, you have only this 12 components. If you understood about this 12 component, then we know about this whole world. So whole world is very big, huge. But with this if you research everywhere in the world, we can see only visual form, sound, smell, taste and touch and thought. So we have eye, ear, nose, tongue and body and mind. From morning to night, up to go to bed, what we are doing? We are going here and there and getting some ideas from eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. We are collecting those things. Why you are collecting those things? From morning to night, what we are doing? We are going to, but our main idea is to get the happiness and pleasure. But in the meantime, how we are taking this happiness and pleasure? Only through these 6 faculties. So what we are doing, we are going to see some movie or watch TV, or we are going to see some very nice place and lot of blah blah we are doing. We are listening to something, smelling very nice smells. Then if you see that there are some very smelly, that is good smell with some candle and those things. And I think before that you may have some tea and coffee and something you drink and eat. Then when there are some very nice AC and chair and everything, so body and touch and think. From these things, what we are trying to get the happiness and pleasure. This happiness and pleasure is come from eye or visual form. So we have eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body and mind. So to get that happiness from eye, how we are getting happiness? The eye itself have happiness and pleasure. If it is so, what happened? We no need to go anywhere. No need to go here. We ourselves we have happiness and pleasure. All these six faculties are with us. But these six faculties itself, they don't take any happiness and pleasure. So we need another things. What you know? Outside things. Inside things and outside things. Without outside thing, can we take the happiness and pleasure? No, no such with. So what we are doing? We are going to touch this from eye. We are going to touch this visual form. From here, we are going to touch with sound. So inside and outside, we are touching each other and getting the happiness and pleasure. That's a way. That's why in the whole world, if there's a war or fight or something, why is that? Why they are fighting each other? So collect those visual forms, sound, smell, and those properties. This or the house, car, a wife, husband, daughter, son, and everything. All the stuff in the world. So outside things. We need something. Why? We want to be happy. That's why we are collecting all the stuffs. And there are some stuffs they are not getting any happy or pleasure that we are throw it away. But there are something that's giving us the happy and pleasure. So what we are doing? We are collecting those things. So the thing is in the world, they are not giving free of charge. Then what we can do second step? We have to do a very good job or something, business or whatever the money earning process. To money earning process, there are another, you have to go to university and school and higher study or something. But that when you go to study, when you go to school, in the morning you have to wake up, and these are very nice things. So can you hands up? I'm in the morning. I'm very happily get up. Are there anyone? No. When you go to the work, that also very nice and happy. When you're doing work, then we can give it to a lot of work to you if someone is happy. But those are happy things. But we are try to be with those works to get happiness. Our main purpose is our purpose is the happiness, but we are doing something else to get this happiness. We are happy or are suffering. In the morning, we are going to school. In the morning, when you wake up, it's very peaceful or unhappy. So all the processes are unhappy process. But we are thinking that at the ultimate we can get happiness. So to get this happiness, we want some stuff and house, car, job, and lot of blah blah we need. To collect those things, we need money. So we have to have doing job or business or whatever the things. The ultimate what we are taking from these stuff, happiness and pleasure. So then can you suggest from where this happiness and pleasure comes? Internal organs or external stuff? You no. If we have happiness and pleasure in internal, i.e., ear, nose, we don't need external things, but we need external things. So then, without external things, we can't get happiness and pleasure. So, the internal organs, we don't have any happiness and pleasure. Then our second opinion is that then we should have to check of the external things. If you take the external thing, the from where that happiness and pleasure comes. If it is not in internal thing, it should be come from where? That's why we are fighting together and we have very competition and we are trying to collect all the extra stuffs and goods and those things. Then all the Lamborghinis and lot of cars and vehicle and everything. So then our thought is the happiness come from where? And if it is not here, then it should be come from where? You- If it is not inside, it should be come from external. How it is coming? Can you understand? What was it? when you achieve something. Yeah. After achieving also, we are trying to get the happiness and pleasure. Even suppose that if you have the million of money, the money can't give you happiness and pleasure. But from money, what we can do? We can buy some stuff to see, hear, smelling, or whatever that we can use this term. But money itself, they don't have given, they don't give any happiness. So million of dollars you touch, yeah. Can you take the million of dollars and see, looking at the million of dollars uh, money, and can you get the happiness? No. You can listen, you can smell, you can taste, but we can use this one to get the what are the visual forms. Then by looking at the visual form, then if you have a lot of money, you can go to the some pleasure world or somewhere, and you go to the movie, or you can go to the trip. Either you can go to the cruise trip. Either you can spend the money and get the happiness. So if you achieve anything, suppose that you are a head of department, that's an achievement. But that also, then head of department don't give any happiness. But then you also earn some money or something. Then we are happy. But thing is, we are, because these internal organs, they don't have happiness. Then that's why we are getting the external things. So then our intention is what? This happiness is come from where? External object. That's why for the external object, they are giving some value. If you go to the Woolworth, they're not giving free of charge. They are giving some value. So if the happiness and pleasure is more, they are getting more value. Can you understand? Then the second step is, then we know that external object, they have happiness and pleasure. What is this external object? Created by visual form, sound, smell, taste, and touch. That's all. That's all we can take. Because we have six faculties from outside, inside, both we are touching together and get the happiness and pleasure. Is that that's our final conclusion? All are agree? Okay. Then I'm giving some example. Then you have to decide that from where that happiness and pleasure comes from. Then you have to see, you have to think and get that idea. Then only you may surprise that the whatever the decision you made up to now is wrong. Okay. Suppose that in one house there is a mom, dad, and son. Three of are there. Mom and dad, husband and wife, they are angry. They are fighting together. This is example. So they are angry, not loudly. But the son is very loudly with mom and is loudly with father. Can you understand? These three are there. That mom is went to the shopping, and after the shopping she come back, and while she come back, mom and father and son look at that mom. Then when the son look at that about mom, what is the feeling inside of the son? Happy or unhappy? They are loving together. Happy. But same mom's visual figure. Look look at by the father. If you look at by the father, what he is feeling? He be happy or unhappy? They are angry. They are unhappy. Then can you understand that same visual forms gives happy for the son, unhappy for the father. Can you understand? Then the mom is come closer and she sing a song, hear a song. Then that song hear to this son. Then what he's feeling? Happy or unhappy? Son is happier. But father unhappy. Same sound, same songs gives happy for the son, unhappy for the father. Then that mom come closer, further close. Then she has apply some very nice smell perfume. That smell comes to sun. Then that what feed into the son? Happy or unhappy? He's very happy with this smell. But for the father, he's unhappy. So this mom come further close and she got some cake or toffee or something and feed it to the son. Then he's very happy. But the father, if he feed it to the father, he's unhappy. But further close and touch his hand, the son's hand. Then he is very happy. Then but if you touch the father's hand, he's unhappy. So can you understand that same visual form, sound, smell, taste, and body touch gives happiness for son, unhappiness for father. What's our earlier decision? Earlier we decide that all the happiness and pleasure come from the internal object. They don't have any happiness and pleasure. So then we have to go to the external thing. Even now, can you understand that even from the outside thing, it gives sometimes happiness, sometimes unhappiness. Then our conclusion, our decision is wrong or earlier conclusion? Is that wrong? It's wrong. Then how did happiness and unhappiness create? Who create that one? From where it comes from? Then you can understand internal six faculties also they don't have. External things also don't have. But if someone is saying about external things have that happiness and pleasure, then our question is then how that father get unhappy, son get happy. Then happiness and unhappiness creator is not internal object or external object. Then who create that one? Who create? What is the answer? It doesn't matter. It was right. That's all. What about you? Uh, mind creator. You, yeah. Hmm? We uh, we made where it create mind. The thing is the father also have mind, son also have mind. That is also correct or wrong. Happiness and unhappiness is create in the mind. It's okay. But who create of that happiness? Both have mind. That is also correct or wrong. So they both have this mind. This then who creates the happiness? Who creates the unhappiness? Okay. Happiness created by the lustful, lovely attachment. That father's mystery created by the hateful attachment. Can you understand? Son's lustful, lovely, like, uh, desirable, desirable attachment create the happiness. The father's unhappiness created by the hateful attachment. When that mom see at the first sight, father attacked with hatefully. So he hate her. But son, this is only example to understand this the theory. The son attacked with the lovely. That lovely last the don't take this last word as a very lay meaning. The last word mean uh, desirefully, likely, uh, lovely. That word, lovely attachment. Okay, that lustful attachment, lovely attachment creates happiness. Unhappiness created by hateful attachment. Can you understand? All of you, did you understand? But these both have mind. They all have eye, visual form, and mind. Both have. All these both have. But what's the difference between them? One have hate, one have lust, love. These two create the. Then, if you love to something, lust to, desire, attach, lovely attach with something, then the happiness create in your mind. That is create in your mind. That's okay. That's how you create. On your mind, lustfully attachment create the happiness. That's unhappiness created by hateful attachment. Not by the eye, not by the visual form, not by the ear, not by the sound. Is that not okay? Then all this happiness and unhappiness is mental fabrication. Mental fabrication by happiness by lust, unhappiness by hate. Do you all follow what I mean? Did you got everything? Everyone agree? Are there anyone disagree? All agree? Okay. Then, if you have any anxiety, depression, hateful thought, misery, whatever the negative thought, who create that? Your own hateful attachment. Hateful attachment create this misery for everyone. Can you understand? If someone is very happy, who create that one? Lovely, lustful, desireful attachment create the happy. Can you understand? From this both, happy and unhappy, what's the better one? What's the better one? Happy. Happy. What we are seeking, happy. Then we have to get rid of what? Unhappiness. We have to get rid of the unhappiness. Unhappiness, we have to get rid of the what happened. This is very misery thing. It's not good. They are burning us. They are giving very suffering, misery, stress, and lot of negative things to us. So what we can do? Then you understood that this whole world, external world is, are there any happiness and pleasure in external world? In this whole the physical world, they have any happiness and pleasure? No. If you want happiness, what you have to do? You have to attack lustfully, lovely. You have to attack with something. Then mentally fabricate that happiness and pleasure. But the thing is, what we are doing normally in the world, you are creating that happiness within your mind and mental fabrication, and we are going to take this one from the external world. External world. Suppose that if you are go to watch a movie, we are going to watch a movie. The movie have a happiness. Movie is only set of what figures, different type figures. That visual something. That visual something have happiness. No. If you want happiness, what you have to do? You have to attach with the love or lustful. Under it don't have. It don't have. Suppose that if you guys, all these young guys, your fathers and mothers are very old now. Suppose that both of you go to the same cinema and look in the same film. But if it is a joyful thing for son, it is not joyful for definitely for the parents. If there is a good for parent, it's not good for the children. Definitely it may be. So like difference may be, but why is that? But same film. If you are very action, very fight and lot of things, okay, my sons are very like. You are guys very like. But fathers and mother, they don't like. They are just upset. But if it's a very calm and kind of, they think all the son and they don't like that kind of thing. But fathers, they are very like. But can you understand that same film, same sound, same songs, use happy for one, unhappy for another one. Other thing is when you are in a home, In the morning time, suppose that this is all the example, only example. Suppose that husband and wife, Amma and Tata, mom and dad was there. In the morning up to 12 o'clock, they are very lovely, happy together. Just after some incident, they are blah 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 blah, they are blaming each other, they are fighting. Suppose that if there's something happen, can you understand that? Morning time, same mom's voice, visual form, smell, taste, everything gives happiness for the father. But after starting from so that after 12 o'clock, that fight start. Then after that, is that happiness is there? Same persons are there, but their visual form also very ugly. Sound also they can't listen. Smell also not good. Food and tea also not good. Touch also not good. But same person. What change? The same people. What change? Morning time, very lovely, lustfully, very likely, desirable attached. But after 12 o'clock, hatefully, angry, uh, the negatively attached. Then can you the negative thought and positive thoughts are there. The way we are attaching, the people feel differently. The feelings is the way you are attaching. Can you understand? According to the way you are attaching to something, you feel that one. Unless it is this, if you take this all the external world, can you understand that this is empty of pleasure and happiness? So all external world is empty of happiness and pleasure. They don't have any happiness and pleasure. But happiness and pleasure created by the mental fabrication by just attaching with the lustful attachment. It's instantaneous attachment. Suppose that if you lustfully attach, then you create the happiness. Then if you change the unhappiness, what the attachment will change? How? Hateful. Then it was other way. Very happy people in a sudden moment they go to another side. Why is that? Not due to the external world. They change their mind to the hate. Can you understand? Okay. Then can you understand that this all the external world is empty of no any happiness and pleasure. All happiness and pleasure is mental fabrication by attaching lustfully, loudly. Then even if you gain, even if you collect, even if you harvest all this worldly matter like a car, house, job, vehicle, whatever the things, can you take the happiness and pleasure from them, from that external goods, external stuffs? Can you do that? No, no. So that can you understand that Elon Musk is the biggest, richest man, has lot of these stuffs. But if he knows any happiness and pleasure, that all these stuffs, that all the material world gives him happiness? Never, never. Then, if this all this external world is empty of happiness and pleasure, if you go behind, run behind, if you're going to harvest the happiness and pleasure from the external world, it may be, it is a possible thing or impossible thing. The harvesting, gaining the happiness and pleasure from the external world. Is it a possible thing or impossible thing? Hmm? Impossible. This is not there. But happiness and pleasure is there. How it came? Mentally fabricated by lustful attachment. It is there. But it is not known by external world. But if we try to gain this one from the external world, that process, what we are doing, that process is satiable or insatiable. What's the meaning of insatiable? What's the meaning of insatiable? Never satisfied, never satisfied, can't satisfy. If you try to gain this happiness and pleasure from visual form, sound, smell, taste, and touch, it will never happen. Then this whole world is insatiable, not impermanent. Have you heard in the Dhamma school? World is impermanent. Have you gone Dhamma school? Can you hands up? Oh, in Lord Buddha says everything is impermanent. Right. 1 plus 1, how much? Is it permanent or impermanent? But you told that everything is impermanent. It's a permanent. How many foods for the triangle? Triangle. How many foods? Three. Can you change that? Is it permanent or impermanent? But you told impermanent. For the square, how much food? Four. Can you change? It's a permanent. If someone is born with birth, definitely he or she will die or not. Eh? And death is permanent or impermanent? Definitely. From which side the tongue is raising? Sunrise by which side? East. Are there any different side from north, west, or sunrise? Is it permanent or impermanent? It's permanent. But you told me that everything is impermanent. Is that wrong or correct? Huh? Not, not correct all the times. But in Buddhism, as a Buddhism now, the all Buddhist teachers are telling if something is impermanent, that is the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering is impermanent. Suppose that if you have some headache, if this headache is impermanent, is a suffering or happy? It's a happy no. Impermanent not gives all the times unhappy. Suppose that if you have very happy moment, if that happy moment is impermanent, then you are misery, then you are unhappy. But if you have any painful moment, if it is impermanent, it's a happy. But everything is impermanent, is a correct or wrong? Huh? Everything is wrong or correct? Everything is permanent, is correct or wrong? Everything is there are something permanent also. Then if you tell everything is impermanent, is a wrong concept. The Lord Buddha may tell the wrong concept. No. What happened? Okay, that word is anicca. Anicca. Anicca mean what's the meaning? Icha mean wish. Icha mean wish. Anicca mean not the way we wish. Not the way we wish. Then it's called anicca, not anitya, impermanent. Then when they are translating the Sinhala, they are wrongly translate. Wrongly translate. So that I will give some example. Please, can you give a hand? I'm asking from you. Then someone is taking this hand and give it to you. Then is that copy or not? What's the meaning of give a hand? Oh, help. Please help. But that give hand means we can wrongly translate as a please give this hand. Split this hand and give it to you. That's a wrong concept. Suppose that raining cats and dogs idiom. Like what the raining cats and dogs? Heavy rain. But if you wrongly translate, then what happens? By word you are translating, not the idiomatic meaning, not transliteration. They just translate. Then what happens? Okay, falling down the cats and dog from the sky. Is that wrong concept? Likewise, when they are going to translate, they are wrongly translate. Since this translation is wrong, no one can understand what Lord Buddha is telling. What this word anicca, insatiable, not impermanent. Everyone is follow me? Okay. How we are come to that conclusion? This whole world is empty of happiness and pleasure called gratification. No gratification in external world. Gratification is a mental fabrication by lustful delusion, lustful attachment. But that is in your mind. But those happiness and pleasure you can't get from the external world. So if you run behind the external world to get this happiness and pleasure, it's a failed procedure. It's a fail, insatiable. It's a fail, not worth, not value, never ending, never fulfilled. This insatiable process. Do you follow me, everyone? Okay, excellent.
I'll briefly summarize what Thero was explaining so far. Just gonna really condense it so you understand the concept. Now, when you think about the reason of you coming into the world and the purpose behind living, we all are looking and going after happiness and pleasure. We all agree that it's the happiness and pleasure that we're looking for. So, how do we attain or obtain this happiness and pleasure? We have six faculties: eye, ears, nose, mouth, and the body. So they're the six faculties. So using these six faculties, we reach out to the world to get happiness and pleasure. The reason why we reach out to the world using these six faculties to get happiness and pleasure is these six faculties on their own, they can't please us, they can't give happiness. So say for example, if you take your eyes can't give you happiness and pleasure. You have to see a movie, you have to watch something, you have to go to places to see beautiful things, and that's how you attain happiness. If you take your nose, for example, you can't find pleasure and happiness through the faculty, the nose itself. You reach out to external things, you smell food, you smell perfumes, and that's how you get pleasure from the external. That's the external world, and this is your internal six faculties. And then when you take your mouth, that's your internal faculty. You reach out to the external world, you eat food, you eat yummy, the things that you like, you taste things that you like, and that's how you achieve or obtain happiness and pleasure through the mouth. This is the other faculty. Then with your body, that is your last faculty to obtain happiness and pleasure because the body itself can't give you the happiness and the pleasure. You reach out to the external world for touches, or you want to have like let's say a sofa that you want to that's comfortable, or a bed that's comfortable, and that's how you get happiness and pleasure from the external world using your six faculties. So a combination of this. So first of all, our understanding was that yes, the six faculties can't give you happiness and pleasure on its own. Therefore, we're reaching out to the external world, seeking happiness from the external world. And first of all, because of that, we think the external world give us happiness and the pleasure. With this misunderstanding, because that's what we all believe in, what we do is we go after external things, items, people. Say, for example, you want to buy a big house, you want to find a good job. Why? Because you need money to buy these certain things to give pleasure and happiness to your internal six pack. However, Thero's example, let's say you take a mother, a family. There's a mother, there's a father, and there's a son. The mother and the father has a fight. The son doesn't have a fight with the mother. Now, because the father has had a fight with the mother, because the father has had a fight with the mother, so there's the mother, there's the father, and the son. Say, for example, if the external world has happiness, mother should be able to give happiness to both the father and the son. Now, in this instance, the father has a fight with the mother. The son doesn't have a fight with the mother at all. So, because of that fight, father, whenever he sees the mother, feels anger. The son, whenever he sees the mother, feels happiness. The father, whenever he goes close to the mother, and because of the smell of the mother, he feels anger. The son, whenever he goes close to the mother, he feels love. The same goes for the touch, the same goes with the taste. So you see in that example, we thought the external world is giving happiness, but this external person, the mother, is giving happiness to the son and sadness for the anger to the father. So the belief that we had initially, which is a misunderstanding, breaks down there. So what does that mean? What that means is what we do is we mentally, as Thero explained, we mentally in our mind attach to external things using our six faculties with the misunderstanding that we can get pleasure, happiness, and satisfaction from the external world. But the reality is, there's no pleasure or happiness in the external world. There's no pleasure or happiness in your internal six faculties. What you do is you using your six internal faculties, you attach to the external world and mentally fabricate that pleasure and the happiness. So the happiness and the pleasure, same goes with the anger. You will see something and you mentally attach with that object with anger. So if you like something, you attach with desire mentally to that object. And you think that object can give you pleasure and happiness. When it comes to anger, you attach to that object or thing or event or circumstance mentally with anger and hatred. And therefore you create mental fabrication. Looking at that external object or thing, but you create that anger within you. So what Thero explained was, now that you understand this concept, you understand that the external world doesn't have any pleasure, happiness, anger, sadness. What we are doing is we're mentally fabricating these concepts using our six faculties inside ourselves. So this whole process that we have been doing is a very unnecessary process, and we've been chasing the world day after day because we have been in this misbelief. And the next point that Thero was explaining was, because the world doesn't have any of this pleasure, anger, satisfaction, or anything, so world is insatiable. Insatiable means world is not, or external things are not capable of giving pleasure and happiness to us. So once you understand this process, or once you understand this reality, what happens is you stop read or going after these external things to obtain happiness, pleasure, because you know that it is an unending journey, unending process that does not satisfy your six faculty.
Okay. Next step is then we know the theory. Then all the negative thought, stress, anxiety, depression, misery, anger, and all this negativity come from where? From your hateful attachment. Such hateful attachment, that's a very misery thing. It's a very burning things. Have you learned any swimming or something? Have you all us, I think, practice swimming? At the first day when you go to the swimming pool, what do you feel? Very happy or first day? Very anxious, very negative, very angry, maybe, very shouty. You are reluctant to do that. This is what anger, hateful attachment. Hateful attachment means it may be the culture, maybe the water, whatever the thing, you are angry. But can you understand that first day when you uh, try to do something, it's very misery. But after second day, third day, fourth day, after 1 month, what happened? You have learned to do that. But at the first, what happened? What happened? Very angry, very anxious. But when you keep on doing these things, what happened? Little by little, your confidence build up. Fear disappear. Shy disappear. Guilt disappear. Pain disappear. When you keep on practicing anything, what you can't, then your all the negativity can be cease, stop, remove. Can you understand? Okay. Without doing this practice, if you are not going to the swimming pool and you are at home and you are uh, playing the computer game and practicing the swimming, and can you remove this anxiety and negativity? Never. have you get your driving license? So first of all, what you are doing? You go to computer and you do some computer game. But after that pass, okay, I will give you the vehicle to go to the shop and come back. Then only go, never come back. Then it's not enough. Then what you have to do? You have to go to the vehicle and first day when you go and sit, what do you feel? Very happy and oh, very very tension, very anxious, very difficult. First day when the vehicle is stuck, you're very anxious, very fear. All are negative thoughts. It's like anger, very similar to anger, very difficult. Burning, whole body is burning, like anxious depression, burning. Then at the first day, anyway you take a deep breath, then anyway you manage. Second day, third day, but after 1 month, what happened? You are very liable to do this thing. But at the first, you reject this one. But when you keep on practicing, what happened? You used to do these things, and then your all the fears, shy, guilty, all the negativity go. Then no more further negativity. Can you understand? Okay. If you get the hundred of people, they have different type of negativity, different type of negativity. But you yourself have to search what's your negativity and what you have to do. Suppose that I'm giving an example. Suppose that if someone is there, he is very fear to the dog. If someone fear to the dog, that's a very misery thing. When dog is coming, he's shaving and shivering and she's very uncomfortable. What we have to do? We have to remove this anxiety. What we have to do? Dog, select a dog. That dog now should be very uh, not a dangerous one. But we have to keep or tight somewhere, and you can go up to 10 feet from him, from 10 feet from that dog, and wait. And then 2 feet you can go closer. Then what happens? Your heartbeat race and you are shivering and some negative thoughts come. Then what you have to do? You have to think that dog don't have any hateful misery feelings. How this misery feeling come to you? You are attacked hatefully. That also you have to think that can dog gives you the unhappy? Hmm. But you are unhappy. But you know that principle, but you are unhappy. Then you know you're mentally fabricating that unhappy, not by the dog. Can you understand? Then I at the same time you can do breathing. When that burning comes to your mind, that this area, chest area burning, then you can do deep breathing. Then that all these negative feelings, burning feelings go out. Then you are calm. At the 8 feet, now you are calm. Then what will you do? To go another 2 feet, 6 feet away from the door. Then what you can? Then again burning. Then likewise, little by little, we have to do this practice up to touching of the door. Then if you can touch the door without any anxious fear or something, whatever, then that's enough fear to the door. But earlier you had that one. Now you're not there. Now you have a very cool mind. When the dog is coming, you are love to him. He's love to the dog. You are not hating to him. Can you understand? So likewise, whatever the difficult thing you can't face, little by little, you have to gradually face to that one under control environment. You know, control environment. Under control environment. This should be practiced under some known people. So if you take your vehicle and little by little, if you try to drive is not a feasible thing. You have to go to the school, master someone with some known people who have practiced those things. With them, you can do this practice. So you have to check yourself. What are your negative thoughts? Suppose that if your mom is shouting to you, you are getting anger. That's your negative point. When mom is shouting to you, what happens when someone is shouting to you? What's happening in that case? Mom is creating a sound. It comes to my ear. So anyone are there with the shouting? Are you pain in your ear? Is the pain in your ear or where? The pain is in your mind. Then it is not come to the sound. But how do you create? You hatefully attach and create that one, not given by that sound. Can you understand? Then if you try to face to that sound, little by little, little by little, okay, from today, I'm going to stop my misery while my mother is shouting to me. And we have to keep on practicing. When it maybe can take some 1 month, you maybe 1 month, 2 weeks, 1 week. If you have you are very intelligent, within 1 or 2 days you can do that one. Someone is shouting to you, but you are happy. You are not attached with hateful. You don't have any hateful thought. But hateful thought gives you the unhappiness and misery and anxiety and everything. Not given by the sound. Sound don't have any happy or unhappy. Then likewise, if you keep on thinking, then whenever you meet this unhappy misery or negative thought, you know that no any external object gives you unhappy. Only from your mind mentally fabricated things. Then you are hated yourself. Can you understand? When you get in anger, who's suffering? Someone else. Suppose mom is shouting to you, then you are getting anger. Then who's burning? Not mom. He is happy, but you are burning. So why you are angry with you? Suppose that mom is shouting, you are smiling and happy. Then he's happy. So what's the better way? Eh? Second option, better one, better one. Yeah. So if any negative uh, triggers come to you, triggers don't have any negativity. The way you are attaching gives you the negative. Negative is not within, it is within you, not within external. Can you understand? So it is under your control. Then you have to keep on practice. You have to keep on one word in mind. But the whole world is empty of pressure. So insatiable. So why we are attaching to hateful and getting burning? It's an unnecessary negative feelings and burning self. If someone is burning yourself, he is a foolish man, no, a wise man. If someone is burning inside you, it's a wise man or foolish one. Huh? Oh, foolish man. No any external object can you give any unhappy, miserable feelings. It's only a mental fabrication. So everything is insatiable. So first of all, you have to get rid of this all the negativity first. All the negativity. Then to avoid, to eradicate, to remove this negativity, what you have to do? You have to face to that one little by little, little by little under controlled environment. The controlled environment means with the someone who know these things. Suppose someone is very fear to go to the very height building. So what you do? Similarly, little by little, you have to do practice. So all of you in the university, University. You all know university. At one day you go to the university? No, 12 years. 12 years you have go to grade 1, 2, 3, little by little, little by little, go to the end of the your school journey. Suppose that at the first day you go to the school at the beginning, grade 1, if you give the university first year paper, what happened? You will die. Definitely die. Can you understand? After 12 years you have spent to go to the university. Then now, first year exam, you can do everything. But if you go the first year, no, no, no. Under your teachers, you gradually improve this, gradually. Likewise, it gets some time. It gets time. But you have to know the principle, how to get rid of all the negativity in your mind. Can you understand? Practical way. It's a practical Buddhism, not a theoretical Buddhism. Then we have day to day, each and every moment, you can practice that. Because negative thought, you like someone, if someone like negative thought, misery, anxiety, depression, uh, stress, can hands up like someone. No one like, but it is there. Why? You don't know how it is happening, how to get rid of these things. If you know, you are little by little, you are get rid of everything misery. Why? You don't like them. But even if you have, then you have to understand, oh my goodness, this is mental fabrication. Then from today, now you know the whole world is insatiable, so you should not attack the hateful thought. This is a very biggest misery in your mind. But if you lustfully attack, it may get some happy even. From the next uh, discussion, I will explain one way to get the happiness is lustful attachment. More than this lustful attachment, there are very biggest happiness is there. I'll explain you next day. It's a second step. Some another way also there. One that is attached. Lovely attachment gives you happiness. But there are another method. It's called dhyana. This is more than this happiness. There such a method is there. So I'll explain next day. So up to today, for a 2, 3, 4 months, you can observe your whatever the negative and misery and negative and stress and tension comes, then you have to think what you have to think. Whole world is insatiable, nothing come from external. This is only mental fabrication. So why you are fabrication that? Suffering. What's the meaning of this one? So you take some little breathing. Breathe in that think whole world is insatiable. Why we are worried? Then that old misery. Then likewise we can do practice this one and get rid the lot of misery, lot of negativity. But this one can do only by practicing, no any other way. We have to day by day, we have to practice. But without facing those problems, you can't get rid of those things. You have to face. But when you are facing, it's difficult. That's why I asked at the first day when you go to the train, the driving, when you go and sit in your driving seat, very anxious. But first, second, third, fourth, then it's vanished. After 1 month, now you are happy. You are happy. Likewise.
Just to summarize what Sarah was saying. So just exactly the same way we attach to the external world with lustful thoughts and desire to get happiness and pleasure, we also attach to the external world with hatred and anger. So the minute we attach to the external world with hate and anger, what happens is it causes distress, stress, anxiety, pain, and heartaches, and all sorts of negative thoughts. So to start off, what we should start by doing is we should try to remove this sadness and all the negative thoughts from our world, which means we should try to stop uh, emotionally attaching to the external world, mentally fabricating and mentally attaching to the external world with anger hatred, and other negative thoughts. This is a slow process, but it is a process that you can apply and adapt, and something that you can practice. Exactly the same way you learn to, let's say, for example, drive a car, or exactly the same way you learn a new skill. It's a process. It's a process that you can apply by slowly training your mind to remove yourself from attaching to the external world in anger, which causes anger and distress. So what you should do is, next time you feel these negative thoughts, you should think to yourself, because you know this concept of insatiability of the world, you should tell yourself, I am now mentally fabricating this anger, mentally fabricating this distress and the negative thoughts, and attaching to the external world with anger and hateful thoughts. And therefore, that's creating distress to myself. It's not the external world that's bringing me the distress, the anxiety, and the anger. It's me mentally fabricating and mentally attaching to these external things. But is there a reason for us to mentally attach to the external world that way? No. The world is insatiable. The world doesn't give us anything. It's just us creating these negative thoughts. So next time, let's say someone blames you, someone says harsh words towards you, you have to think to yourself, what are these words coming my way? Do they have anger? Words are the external things. Do the words have anger? Do the words have distress? No, the words don't have anything. They just sounds, the vibrations coming my way. I'm mentally attaching to these words coming on my way with anger, distress, and hateful thoughts, and therefore causing negative thoughts inside me. So, say for example, someone fears Theros. If I take Theros example, if someone's scared of a dog, when you see a dog, what happens to yourself is you cause fear to yourself. The reality is, because you understand this principle now, there's no fear in the dog. It's just the way you mentally attach to the dog with hateful thoughts, and then therefore that's creating you the distress. So next time, the way you practice to remove that fear is under, like Feroz said, under controlled environment, which means with someone who actually can monitor this whole process. Reach out to the dog a little bit by bit, few steps at a time. Take a few breaths in and out, probably 3 or 5 breaths, and then take a few more steps and go closer to the dog, and then you and take a few more breaths again. So, few steps, breathe in, breathe out, few steps, breathe in, breathe out. Once you keep doing this process, you'll understand that that fear that you mentally created inside you by attaching to the dog with anger is going to go away from you slowly. The same practice can apply to anything that you're scared of in your life, or anything that causes you distress, sadness, anger, anxiety, heartbreaks, or any situation, any circumstances, to anything. But this is going to be a bit of a long process, but I think if you practice it really with your whole heart, and I think if you put your time and effort to it, you'll be able to remove suffering, pain, anxiety, and all those things from your life. The reason why we start with removing these negative thoughts and negative circumstances, feelings, and situations from your life is, then that will actually teach you to live your life with happiness and pleasure. Yes, of course, the happiness and the pleasure that you get from the external world doesn't fully satisfy you, but that is better than being in anger, having anxiety, having stress, or having pain in your life. In the next discussion, as Thero said, we will speak to you about a better way of achieving pleasure and happiness, which is a blissful state, which is far more advanced than the pleasure and the happiness that we get by lustfully and with desire attaching to the world. So this other way of bringing bliss and happiness into your life is a way of practice, a meditative practice, which Thero will speak to you about in the next session. And that is something that will give you, I would say, a full satisfaction, which is far more advanced than what you are trying to obtain right now by mentally attaching lustfully to the external world and going after an insatiable world that doesn't satisfy you fully, that doesn't satisfy your six senses fully.
Okay. Do you have any question or anything you couldn't understand or any question? Okay. If you face such a very miserable situation, can you manage that one? Now you know the theory. Can you do that one? If any negative thought comes to you, can you manage that one? You know the theory. Can you can you manage? You can you manage? You
It's easy for us to like think about it now, but when we're in that situation, you don't think to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may get sometimes because when the problems comes to you, then only you know that that kind of things are with you. Then you know this one there. Then we have to give it face to that one and little by little, gradually you have to remove these things. And the one day you can't do. Then you should have very supernatural wisdom. Oh, for such people like you and me, it's very difficult to get sometimes. Yeah, definitely get sometimes. Can you practice this one? You any question? One of parents used to know same thing. Okay, in question, problem or anything you can't understand, you wouldn't understand or something. If you tell a lot of Dhamma, it's too much. So now it's, I think, enough. So if you need question, you can ask. So this is like some of that up to now you have, at grade 1, 2 time, when you go to the school, 1 plus 1, you study. Something minus, plus, minus, multiply, divide, and those things. Still using this thing. Likewise, the theory is small, but still you are using it. Plus, minus, multiplying, divide, and those things. Likewise, this is the theory is small, but application unlimited. Unlimited. Whatever the question, put that for everything. Every whatever the negative thought comes, this is a principle. The universal principle. This is not for Buddhist. This is not for Hindi. This is not for Christian. This is not for any religious. This is the religious concept, not psychological concept. This is a psychological concept, not any religious concept. How to get rid of misery. That's something. Yeah. Not that. Know that today they make you some cake or something and tea and all that. They don't have any religious or race or nothing is there. Everyone is eating same thing. So everyone stomach is filled or happy. Like if someone is understand this principle, everyone will be happy. There are no any religious matter. But as a tradition, I'm wearing this one as a tradition only tradition. But the principle is a universal. So there's no any religious. Religious is if you read the book outside the books, outer cover is a religious. The inside is theories there. So we have to pick the inside thing, core readings, not the religious thing. For the religious thing, they are fighting and lot of things. All the religious leaders are in, don't fight. They are fighting with us. I can understand what they are doing. All the religious leaders are telling not to fight. But for the religious, they are fighting. Can you understand what? They are not doing they are religious leaders. Core reading, they don't know. They are taking the only outside thing. So if you know the core reading of the all the religious or whatever the thing, it is a peace of mind. That's the ultimate aim. Okay. Any question now? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when we do meditation, you have more thoughts. The more
Yeah.
thoughts come. But when you don't do meditation, you don't get many thoughts.
Yeah.
So why is that?
There are some methods because if you come more thought, that means you someone have come more thought that that person have lot of hate, anger, jealousy. What are the negative thought? So that's why I ask you to get some. It may be someone here maybe, and get rid of this all the negative thought first. Negative thought. Then you are going to get positive thought. Lastful, very lovely one. That's not that much of misery. But when you practicing something, first of all you have to get rid of this all the unnecessary thing first. Hate is unnecessary. First of all, then if you divide this all the thought come to you, you can divide lustful thought, hateful thought, delusional thought. So hateful and delusional thought we can get rid of the by doing this practice. Then lot of hateful thought vanish. It may be get around 3 months. That was meditation. The meditation not only a chanting something, no doing something. That's not. So it's a day-to-day life. If you are get rid of this hateful thought, also meditation. That's the beginning of the meditation. After given up all these negative thoughts, then you are at the very lovely state. You are a very lovely person. Not hate, not shouting to others, not hating, not hurting to others, not jealousy to others. Can you understand? So whatever the jealousy, anger, fear, guilt, whatever the negative things, if you can stop little by little, then you are getting calm. Then you are at a pleasurable one. Then by doing the chanting, we can get rid of these things and go to the dhyana. When you practicing the dhyana, that meditation, you should go to the dhyana. I'll explain next day that steps. What we have to chanting, how to go to the dhyana. Yeah, we are practicing now. This lot of people we can get the dhyana. Yeah, in our group, lot of people. Yeah, it's very easy if you practice the correct way. Because all the miseries come from mind. They have to purify mind. That's what you have to understand. From mind, at first we have to remove this hateful thought, hateful negative thought, jealousy, anger, shouting, fighting, negative thought, misery, stress, anxiety, whatever the negative thing. Then you are go to the lovely person. He's happy then. He's unhappy to happy. Then you can go to the dhyana. There are two steps. First step is you have to practice. When you're going to drive, there may be someone come and do some nonsense thing, then you will get anger. Then that's a meditation. You have to stop that incident is happening. But you have to stop the vehicle and without anger. The first day you may not be able to stop the anger. But second day you have to think, oh my goodness, I got the anger. Next day I'm stopping my vehicle without touching, without accident, but I'm not getting the anger not gives you any chance, any gain. That's only a negative thing, only a harmful to you and everything. Any negative thought not giving you any of value. It's an invaluable thing, no need.
All these negative thoughts, it just keep coming. And and now even when thought comes, even I get scared, yeah, because few of time I had positive thoughts,
Hmm.
and it's happened. I think about something, and then it happen in like next minute or next 2 or 3 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
But now all the negative thought keeps coming.
Hmm.
Now I'm getting very scared
Hmm.
that it may happen.
Yeah. If you try to think in negative way, always come the negative things. Yeah, then you have to either you have to chant in some gatha or something, or either you have to change your mind to the positive side. When you keep on thinking the positive side, then you used to that word. You learn to do it positive way. There's a habit, traits. There are main traits: lustful trait, hateful traits, delusional traits. Traits mean traits, habits. If you think in negative way, that's a habit. But you can convert that negative to positive. Everything there is a positive side. Suppose that if this glass is half of water, some they are not happy. Why? This one half is not there. You can have existing half you can take. There's a happiness. One existing half you can take. For each and every incident, there's a happy portion and unhappy portion. So if we think always unhappy portion, then that's how we learn our mind, teach our mind, training our mind to think. That's the way you are thinking. Change this one. That will get some time. You have to keep on practicing. Okay, then shall I stop with it? Okay, thank you very much for the listening to Dhamma. And next time you can come after 2-3 months, 2-3-4 months. If you can collect together, then we can discuss about the next step. How to do the meditation and yeah. The meantime you have to practice this removing of negativity. That you know the theory, and I explain some example, few example. If you have anything, if you can't do this practice, please you text it to me and ask one day. There's a problem. I have a problem, but I can't practice myself. Then I will help. Yeah. Any problem I can help. Yeah. Some problem you can't divide that into small portion. But little by little, we have to divide it into portion, and it will get some time. Anyway, whatever that you can't face, we can face by little, not at the one time. If you fail the one time, it's a disaster. That's why I asked you. Now you are in the university. You have spent 12 years to go to that portion. At the first day, you go to the school at the grade one. If the first university first year exam you gives to you, then you will definitely die. You can't think what to do. But now, why? You have learned little by little, gradually. That's how everything in the world is built up. So the tree, at the first day you are uh, one seeding, but next day you can have a very big tree. But you have to treat him. Put in some water and all the things we can put in. Then with the time it will grow up. Likewise, we have to give some times to grow up. Okay. Not one day. It's difficult. ඔන්න පින් අනුමෝදනා කරන්න හොඳයි සිල්දා තුන්වතා සාදුකාරය කියන්න හොඳයි මේ අවස්ථාවේදී උත්තරීතර බුද්ධ ශාසනය මේ බුදුපසේ බුදුමහරහතන් පැමිණාමේ ආර සංඝරත්නය සම්මුඛ සංඝයා සහ එනොඑක ආකාරයේ බුදු පූජා කළපුසිනා සිදුගත්තා පුණ්‍ය කුසල කර්මයන් ඒකම උත්තරීතර බුද්ධ ශාසනය උතුම් චතුරාර්ය ධර්මය ශ්‍රවණය කළා සිදුගත්තා සියලු පුණ්‍ය කුසල කර්මයන් ශාසන බාරම සිටිනා සියලුම දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේ ඉෂ්ඨකාමී දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාට සම්මා දිට්ඨික දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාට පින් බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නා වූ සියලුම දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාටද මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා කර ප්‍රාර්ථනා කළ සියදුනා තුන්වතාව සාදුකාරයක් කියන්න. ඒ උත්තරීතර බුද්ධ ශාසන එක් ආකාරයෙන් මේ පුද පූජා කර සිවත්තා සියලු පුණ්‍ය කුසල කර්මයන් ශාසන බාරව සිටිනා සියලුම දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලා ඉෂ්ඨකාමී දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාටද සම්මා දිට්ඨික දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාටද පින් බලාපොරොත්තු වන්නා වූ සියලුම දෙවි දේවතාන් වහන්සේලාටද මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙත්වා කර ප්‍රාර්ථනා කළ සියදුනා තුන්වතාව සාදුකාරයක් කියන්න. සියදුනා වන්දනා කරගන්න. අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං වද්දාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩಂತಿ ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු සංසසපත්ත නිබ්බාන පරිසසපත්ත නිබ්බාන පරිසසපත්ත ආවශේෂපත්ත නිබ්බාන පරිසසපත්ත සවත්ත 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 නිබ්බාන Sure.